Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are, whenever you are. Welcome to a new Breakout Solutions Bitcoin Technical Analysis live stream. I'm your host, Matt Batiri, back with you today. Feeling much better. Thank you for everyone's well wishes. I did come down with the flu on Sunday night. I was bedridden all day yesterday, but I'm back to you today with my video, which should have been yesterday. And right after today's stream, we have Wasim with the latest news, Twitter highlights, and adoption updates. Alrighty, let's get stuck into the charts. So Bitcoin is on the teetering edge of collapse, but I think that we should be able to maintain this trend line all the way back from the start of January to where we are now. So we've been in this nice, beautiful uptrend for the past 6 months. Well, it's been longer now, 8 months. We're in August. And I do think we should have one more leg to the upside. It is looking like it's close to collapse right here. But there are a few things that make me feel that we will pump to the upside, and I'm going to dive into those a little bit later. Actually, let me dive into those right now. If I quickly bring up the altcoin market cap, we can see there was a huge pump overnight and most likely over the weekend because we are Tuesday, and you can see this large gap from the price chart, because obviously this is the weekend gap that's been created from such a large pump, most likely from the US market. So we did pump from 342 billion to 356 billion. So there was a lot of liquidity that's entered the altcoin market, and we've seen lots of altcoins run up over the last or the last couple of weeks. We've had YGG, we've had Dodo, we've had C98, we've seen Rune, so Thorchain. Lots and lots of altcoins have been pumping. So now I do believe that it's time for some of that liquidity to now bleed into Bitcoin, and we should see that next pop with Bitcoin, because we all know that Bitcoin and the alt market, they're like brother and sister. They ebb and flow with the liquidity, and people will move from assets that are not moving, which is what's been happening with Bitcoin over the last month or so. If I bring the Bitcoin chart back up, we can clearly see basically from the 23rd of June, Bitcoin has been going sort of sideways and down, very, very slow, and it's been very, very boring, unfortunately. We saw the similar thing with the altcoin market. But the altcoin market has had this, pump over the last couple of days with more liquidity entering the market. So that makes me think, well, this build-up in liquidity needs to go somewhere, especially if most of the altcoins are still being quite dormant. So all the liquidity, all the profits that have been made in the altcoins that we spoke about, let's have a quick look. This is YGG, went all the way from 13 cents to $1 with the news of it being listed on Binance Futures and derivatives trading. We've got Thorchain, so Rune, basically breaking from its downward trend and now going up towards its resistance, or large resistance at 1.7 cents. We've had BLZ also pumping over the last couple of days, LPT. So there's been plenty of altcoins that have generated massive, massive momentum. And Bitcoin does these sorts of things. When it goes sideways, you'll tend to see people move to assets that are not boring. And that's where the altcoin market, very speculative altcoins, have been growing. So now I do believe some of that liquidity should come back into Bitcoin. If we jump back into the Bitcoin dominance, you can see that the Bitcoin dominance has had a bit of an inverse look to it for that altcoin market. We saw the gap in the altcoin market. We've got this huge gap in the Bitcoin dominance. Even though we do have the stochastic pointing down, I do think we're going to finally get this resolution in the next couple of days with Bitcoin pushing up or pushing down. I'm favoring Bitcoin to the upside just because, as I mentioned, I do think that liquidity needs to transfer from the altcoins to Bitcoin. So right now I am in a couple of Bitcoin longs with some really tight stop losses because, of course, things can break to the downside. I'm not being oblivious to the fact that the price can go up, can go down, or can go sideways, as most people say, but I am favoring a push to the upside. So where will my targets be for the upside? Well, first of all, is definitely the local target that we've struggled to break above, which is that $31,800 mark. But if we can get through that quite unscathed. That $35,000 mark is going to be our next sort of level. Why 35,000? Well, apart from just being a really nice round number, we do have previous areas where this was an area of a bounce back in the bull/bear market of 2020, 2022. Sorry, 2021, 2022. So look, I am expecting there to be one more rise, but we just never know. And I think that, I think that there's going to be, it's going to shock everyone. Whichever way we do go, it's going to shock everyone. But I am favoring a move to the upside. If you look at most other sort of YouTube channels and traders, it's 50-50. Okay, if I'm honest, 50% of people think we're going down, 50% of people going up. So really, there's no real favoritism right now. The only thing that's swaying me towards the upside is that the altcoin market has been pushing to the upside. So the floating or the rising tides floats all boats. Right now, the rising tide is the altcoin market. So I'm hoping that there's enough liquidity in the altcoin market that it's going to transfer over to the Bitcoin market. Let's quickly move over to the total crypto market cap and let's see if we can generate anything from this. So from the crypto total market cap, we can see the stochastic RSI on the daily is pointed to the upside. If I go to the weekly stochastic is in a bit of a, it's in a bit of a funny spot. It had a bearish crossover, last, was it 2 weeks ago? And now we're having one of the moving averages point back to the upside for a bullish crossover. So, look, we could possibly even not get the move this week, but look, it's been very, very boring for quite some time. Maybe we need some form of good news to get a catalyst to drive the price to the upside. But we've got lots of other indicators that have signaled that this could be a great time to see a push to the upside. Let me bring up the hash ribbons indicator. So the hash ribbons indicator did flash a buy signal recently on Bitcoin. Let me bring up Bitcoin again. Okay, and normally when we see this buy indicator on the hash ribbons, there's been I think it's been about 14 or 15 iterations of this with a higher than 85% strike rate, that when we see a buy signal, we tend to see a push to the upside. So you can see we recently got a buy signal. This is what gives me pretty good confidence that we should push to the upside, especially since the two moving averages have now started to create some divergence and are not diverging in the bearish sentiment like what we did back here. So back here in early July, we did have a capitulation, but we didn't really have much of a capitulation. You can see that the pullback from the capitulation, let me just get it for you guys exactly. So from the candle open to here, it was a 6.7% drop. But right now we are flashing a buy signal. And if you go back through history, this has had a really good hit rate with us, pushing forward. Not only that, but whenever we do get a buy signal, the price action has never gone below the previous swing low from where we printed that buy signal. So if we're going off that metric, the previous low is right here, meaning that if we do get a collapse in Bitcoin, we shouldn't see a Bitcoin below 24,744. It would be very weird it would be very uncommon for us to flash a buy signal and for the price to capitulate, especially because this indicator has been going for quite some time. Let me just quickly go to the larger chart so you guys can see. So every time we've had a buy signal, let's convert this. A buy signal, we go buy, well, that wasn't a buy signal, there's a capitulation, but buy signal here, buy signal here. This is buy signal. Let me dive in closer. This was a buy signal, and this was a buy signal. So you can see that these buy signals have been pretty accurate, especially the last few, right? So we had this, let's go back here. So we had this buy signal at the start of January, and we've had the push to the upside. We had a buy signal back here in the midst of the bull market at the $38,000 price, and then we pushed up another 100%. We had the buy signal here once we broke the previous 2020 all-time high. We had the buy signal here back in 2020. We moved to the upside. We had the buy signal after the COVID dump right here. We had a buy signal right before the COVID pump, and we had a buy signal right here in the 2019 bear market. The next buy signal was back here Okay, we can see here we had a nice little pump to the upside, and then the last one right here. So in regards to the buy signals, they're basically at 100%. They're close to 100%, guys. They're very close to 100%. So this is probably the only invalidation right here. This buy signal right here, and this is back in the early days of crypto. So maybe this indicator was not at its best. This is probably the only failure that we had right here, 2012. You could say not a lot of data, not a lot of miners back then, et cetera, et cetera. We can go through all sorts of discussion, but basically all I'm telling you is ever since that first one, every single buy signal has flashed for the price of Bitcoin to move to the upside. So this is what gives me that sort of that thought process that Bitcoin will push to the upside. If we're having a quick look at the Fibonacci retracement, we can see that we have that golden pocket at around $39,000 to $41,000. So I'm eyeing that as probably the top, or this area, because we have also gone to the 786 before. So where's my? I hate when I lose all my drawing tools. I'm pretty sure it was here. There you go, right thing. This is basically going to be my sell zone right here between the golden pocket and 786. I have shown in previous videos that during a bear market bounce, because this is a bear market bounce, Bitcoin has always retraced to either the 618 or the 786 before then having a secondary push to the downside. And this just lines up with prior history of what's happened with Bitcoin's price action in the previous 3 and 4 bear markets and bull markets. And so this is only going to validate once again if we do keep that push to the upside. There would need to be some form of really bad news for the price to break below that trend line that we spoke about before and not follow the history of what Bitcoin has done. You can see that right now Bitcoin is doing its best to break below that trend line. I think this could be at the last push for a grab in liquidity, where I reckon some of these whales are going to try and push the price down to. Let's quickly grab a fixed range profile. Let's find something that we can look at. Okay. The whales could definitely bring the price back down, to this area. Okay, maybe grab the liquidity from everyone that went long at 28,500. Quick little wick down, grab all this liquidity, and then we'll get a fast and reactive move to the upside. But we are going to get a huge move, and it's very, very close by. So you need to strap in, you need to get ready because things are about to get wild in the wild, wild west of crypto. Guys, that is it for me today. But if you are someone that's watching this with me today, I'd love to give you an amazing opportunity to come jump and join the Breakout Solutions team. Right now, we have an amazing offer on hand that if you join us before the end of August, that we will guarantee you a 5x return on your investment capital. In order to be able to get into this opportunity, because we've only got 5 spots available for this, head over to Decrypting Crypto - Blockchain, Cryptocurrency, and Digital Assets Made Easy. I'm going to put that link in the comments. Join the group. Find that post. It's the most recent post that I just put up 23 minutes ago. Book yourself in to speak with the coach, and let's discuss if this opportunity is the best fit for yourself to be able to start your crypto investment journey. Guys, that is it from me. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you guys jumping on today, watching me even though I was sick, and I look forward to you guys coming back tomorrow to see me on the altcoin live stream. Thanks for watching, and catch you guys tomorrow. Bye for now.